Now to a 2 News exclusive. Governor John Kasich tells you what he is doing to create new jobs and balance the budget.
Our Dan Edwards traveled to Columbus to ask the governor about his action plan, his critics, and his political future.
And what I worry about really are our children, that without being able to control your debts, I mean, that's a bad thing, and it begins to erode your way of life.
And it's that thought that has Governor John Kasich making some big moves in Columbus. He knows critics will take their shots.
Look, it isn't easy, because the minute you try to change anything, there's all these people that say, no, you can't do it, and let me tell you why it doesn't make sense. But we can't stay on this same path if we're going to succeed as a state.
Kasich told me Ohio is on the right track. And speaking of tracks, I asked him why he never supported a major transportation project that some felt could revive our city, Springfield, Riverside, as well as Middletown.
You know, you killed off the light rail, one of the first things you did when you took office, which some argue could have been a real economic driver.
There would have been a sink. It would have been a taxpayer's money sink. A high-speed rail that goes about 40 miles an hour puts us behind the 8 ball, puts us in debt, and we weren't going to do that in this state.
The budget remains Kasich's primary focus. He told me his financial blueprint is already making an impact.
Well, we balanced the budget. I mean, we had an $8 billion hole, and we didn't have to raise taxes to make us less competitive. In fact, we've cut taxes. We maintained the income tax. We killed the death tax, so our best and brightest don't have to leave Ohio as they get older.
Kasich is quick to point out his policies have triggered a dramatic rise in Ohio's credit rating, something that attracts out-of-state investors.
You got to tax less, you got to regulate less, you got to create your priorities, and you've got to get Ohio in an environment where people say, I'd like to locate my business there.
And as for where he will be after his term ends in 2014, well, Kasich left no doubt.
But this is sort of a mission for me. This is not a job, and I'm not looking for another job. This is my mission to help get Ohio on the right track to strengthen.
Well, coming up at 6, my visit with Governor Kasich continues. I'll ask him about his battle with the state's unions and his plans to consolidate both school districts and local governments. Dan Edwards, 2 News on your side.
And Kasich recently told the Bloomberg News last week, in fact, that he is considering reductions in October or November if the economy falters and state revenues suffer.